Welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Report. Actually, it's a special edition of the Gridiron Report as we're doing a new series called Fall Camp Position Battles. We started this series with, talking about the quarterbacks. Now we're moving on to the running backs. And boy, I got to tell you, the running back room looks a lot better than it did just a couple months ago. There's been some key additions and kind of personnel moves that have really helped and strengthened that room this offseason. We start off with Jarret Johnson. I think it's very important to point out there isn't a competition for the starter's role at running back. Jarret Johnson is the starter. Coach Wells has said as much. He ran for Jarret Johnson ran for over 700 yards and 12 touchdowns last season as a redshirt freshman. He's a sophomore. He looks bigger, more cut. He looked really fast in spring ball. By all accounts, he's having a great fall camp. Jarret Johnson, who had a jersey change, by the way, from 28 to number 4 for this season. I think he has the opportunity. Wells called him a 1,000-yard bag. I think he has the opportunity, Jarret Johnson, to be one of the best running backs in the Big 12 this season. Not in a couple years, but I mean this season. I think he's that good. He has good feet, much better feet than you expect. He runs bigger and faster than you expect him to. So I'm looking for good things for him. Now, the competition is really behind him. Who's going to get the snaps? Because, of course, Thompson's going to get the bulk of the load. But you always need depth at running back. Running backs just get nicked up. That's just part of the position. And you need guys to help. First off, you need change of pace backs. And I believe they have that in 2 guys. One in Jarret Johnson, a grad transfer from Alabama. He's actually a junior. I mentioned he was a senior in a recent mailbag on this video, but he's actually a junior. So he has 2 years of eligibility, perhaps 3 if he chooses so, given the fact that the NCAA granted that blanket waiver where no matter if your conference is playing, your team is playing or not this season, it's not going to count towards your eligibility. So Jarret Johnson might be here for a long time. He's known as a speedster, one of the fastest guys already on the team at Texas Tech. Former 4-star guy, like I said, has been developing at Alabama. So, I think he's going to be able to provide a change of pace. But another guy who can do that, help provide that change of pace is Xavier White, who has moved from inside receiver to running back in the spring. And not only that, 5'11", 190-pound Lubbock native who he was a star receiver at Monterey High School a couple years back. But he was a walk-on. He joined as a walk-on out of Dodge City Community College before last year and was just really the rising star in fall camp last year. Had a big start to his 2019 season before going down with an injury, redshirted, and now he's a redshirt sophomore at running back. And, there's been some clips that's come out of camp. I've talked to some people in camp. He's looked really good. I mean, Xavier White's a football player, so I wouldn't be surprised if he plays some. A good deal. And then the 4th guy I want to mention is Taj Brooks. And this is a guy I've been so high on since he committed to Texas Tech, or really since they were recruiting before he committed. The fact that they landed him, signed him, have him in camp, and he's looking as good as advertised, according to Coach Wells, several other coaches. Other players talking about Taj Brooks. He's a 5'9", 5'10", 215-pound running back, a guy that you can hand the ball off to 20 times a game, more like Jarret. He's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. He can be a receiver for you in the backfield. He does have nice feet, but I wouldn't consider him like a speedster per se. But between the tackles, 20 carry a game type bell cow, who I think is ready to play. I think he, Coach Wells has said he's going to play as a true freshman, and I expect that. So the competition is really strong right now. I don't know who's leading, but I do think, you got 2 bell cow type running backs and Jarret and Taj Brooks, and you have 2 change of pace guys, legitimate change of pace guys, guys who could be really good receivers for you, but also runners, in Jarret Johnson and Xavier White. So I think, we've talked about this before in Inside the Red Raiders, that you really need 4 running backs, 4 legitimate scholarship running backs to feel good, and that's exactly what they have after looking pretty scarce there, like I said, not too long ago. So really good competition going on there. It's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out, but I do expect all 4 to get their share of the load throughout the season coming up. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.